Welcome back. Now, Uganda, Rwanda and Tanzania joined Kenya in unveiling their 2025-2026 budget, focusing on driving investments and rationalizing public expenditure. In Kampala, Finance Minister Matthias Kasaija announced a 2.5 trillion Kenya shillings budget, while Mwigulu Nchemba of Tanzania read a 2.85 trillion Kenyan shillings budget aimed at deepening investments in infrastructure and agriculture. Alan Oko looks at the Tanzanian, Rwanda and Uganda's budget speeches.
Tanzania, Rwanda and Uganda, who are all members of the East African Community, joined Kenya Thursday afternoon to present their budget estimates for the 2025-2026 fiscal year. Other EAC member countries like Burundi, South Sudan, Democratic Republic of Congo and the latest entrant Somalia did not read their budget statements on June 12th due to overlapping fiscal year end dates, security and political reasons. In Uganda, Finance Minister Katia Kasaija announced a 2.5 trillion Kenya shillings budget, which is 7.2 billion Kenya shillings more from the earlier projection, underscoring a significant fiscal expansion aimed at propelling the nation's growth. Out of this year's budget, 982.8 billion Kenya shillings has been earmarked to service Uganda's debt, with 360.72 billion Kenya shillings being set aside for domestic refinancing, while 1.1 trillion Kenya shillings will go towards capital development. In Tanzania, Finance Minister Mwigulu Nchemba unveiled a 2.84 trillion Kenya shillings budget, which is a 13.4% increase from the 2024-2025 estimates. The Finance Minister has said the government will spend about 970.81 billion Kenya shillings for the recurrent expenditure and 37.89 billion shillings for development expenditure, especially for the revamp of existing stadia and building of new ones in preparations for AFCON 2027. Rwanda's Finance Minister Yusuf Morangwa outlined an expenditure plan of 635 billion Kenya shillings for the 2025-2026 financial year. Under the plan, Kigali expects to spend an additional 108.9 billion shillings, which is a 21% increase compared to the 526.4 billion shillings for the current financial year. Key priority areas include the construction of a new airport in Busegera, as well as agriculture, education, healthcare, housing, and improving electricity connectivity. The Rwandan government expects to collect 372.1 billion shillings in domestic revenues, accounting for 58% of the budget.
Even as 8 member states from the East African Community begin to consolidate their budgets, citizens from this particular region hope that the budget estimates are allocated into issues like trade and movement of goods and services. Alan Oko, Prime Edition.